All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. That way we can hopefully pretty soon go ahead and get out of here. We're going to start the meeting with a quick word from Scripture and a quick word of prayer, and we'll launch into our meeting. So if you'll notice on the back wall, each of the elementary campers have a little person with a suit of armor on. That should be a clue as to what our theme verse is this summer. We'll be working out of Ephesians 6. Specifically, we'll be working out of Ephesians 6:10. It says this, it says, "Finally, be strong in the Lord and in His mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers and against the authorities and powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realm." He says, "Therefore, put on the full armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground. And after you have done everything to stand, stand firm then, with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness in place, and with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. In addition to all this, take up the shield of faith with which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one. Take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, and pray in the Spirit on all occasions with all kinds of prayer requests. With this in mind, be alert and always keep praying for all the saints." There's two things I want us to think about as a community. When it comes to this passage. If you'll notice, Paul says, in addition to this, it says, with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. So we're not to be people of violence. We're not supposed to be soldiers with swords and guns, but instead we carry with us the weapon that will overcome the world, that is the gospel of peace. We're supposed to be peaceful people. We're supposed to live in a peaceful community, and that is what we're trying to build through our program. So we ask for your cooperation as parents and community members, grandparents, and some foster parents, or whatever your relationship with the children may be. Keep in mind this summer, we are striving to create a community of peace, both inside of this program and in the neighborhood outside of this program. We're not fitting them for traditional battle, but instead we're creating them to be men and women of peace. The second part I want to look at is the shield of faith. With the shield of faith, we can extinguish the flaming arrows of the evil one. I grew up in a neighborhood that was not very peaceful. I grew up in a community that was pretty rough, and I can tell you that the thing that protected our family more than anything else was the shield of faith. My dad was a great man of faith, is a great man of faith. He is to this day an elder in his local church. And I can tell you that the reason my faith is as strong as it is because I had a great man to look up to and a great man in whose footsteps to walk. If you want your children to grow up to be people who carry a shield of faith, it is the most effective when they watch you carry yours. I'm a big proponent in that parents should be involved in the spiritual development of their children. Because if they do not get it from you, then what they get from me and what they get from Miss Brittany, it's just secondary. The way God designed all of this is for them to get the seeds of their faith from their parents. And if you have questions about how to do that, when to do that, what that looks like, I don't have all the answers, but I may be able to tell you where to look. Let's pray real quick, and we'll get started into our meeting. Holy God and Father of all mankind, Father of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, we thank you for your word. We thank you that it is the bread of life. We thank you that life lives in its pages. God, we thank you for your word sent down in the person of Jesus Christ. We thank you for his death, burial, and most importantly, his resurrection that gives us hope of a new life. God, we thank you for peace and love and hope, all of which come from you. And we pray that we as a community grow in the ways of peace, that our children grow in the ways of peace as a result of your movement within this program. God, we thank you for the Prince of Peace, that is Jesus Christ, and it is in his name we pray. Amen. All right, how the meeting is going to work, I'm going to go through just like some general bullets real quick. Brittany's going to come up and go through elementary calendars and all that stuff. When she is done, if you only have kids in elementary school, you are done. However, if you have kids in middle school, you got to stick around because then that's when my second part starts. Program runs from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. for elementary, Monday through Friday. For middle school, Monday through Wednesday. For high school, Wednesday through Friday. With the exception of the second and third week of June, when our middle schoolers will be going to Royal Explorers Camp. Royal Explorers Camp is a phenomenal opportunity that we do in partnership with Johnson University. Students will get to go all over the state. I'm going to be absolutely exhausted at the end of those 2 weeks. And if you're the parent of a middle school student, you should know the program on those 2 weeks will run from 9 to 4 instead of 9 to 3. We will be getting back late nearly every day. You need to know, all of you need to know, that our program covers breakfast and lunch for every child. There are some other programs in Knoxville that provide meals through I'll say less appetizing means. We have been very blessed in that Miss Rachel Tunnell, the cleaning lady here at our church, has graciously volunteered her time to do all of our grocery shopping and cooking. That means we will be eating good in the neighborhood. No offense to Applebee's. So some of you have waivers that have expired. We'll get with all that. I only have 2 or 3 that I need to talk to. I want to talk real quick to elementary parents about learn to swim lessons. It's very important that your kids come to those lessons. Drowning is the 3rd leading cause of death amongst children in the inner city. We are trying to stop that. It is our goal that every kid who starts in this program learns how to swim by the time they leave us. We are trying, like I said, we are trying to address that problem and rid ourselves of that problem. We have an excellent pool. If you have any questions about the pool or the staff, Mr. Orris can answer all of your questions about that pool because he spends an awful lot of time there. But before I go any further, I forgot, I need to introduce a group of people. AmeriCorps, if you will, stand up. These 3 people, I don't know if they're courageous or crazy, but they have decided to spend their summer with your children. Introduce yourselves.
My name is TJ.
I'm Gracie. I'm Leanne.
Awesome. Give them another round of applause. And just to show that Mr. Matt is an equal opportunity hater, as some of the kids say, they have homework that they need to work on. So I'm going to dismiss them to go work on their homework. Don't laugh, children. You're next. I'm telling you. Let's see. We have 2 family engagement activities planned for the summer. We're very excited about them. The first one is on the last Thursday of our program in July, we will be going to the Cove out in Ferryton. We will be doing a cookout, and we will be spending some time on the Redneck Beach out there at the Cove. It's not a real beach. It's not on the ocean. We call it the Redneck Beach. But we're going to be out there having a good old time. And if you're available on that day, parents, you are free to join us. The second family engagement activity we have for the summer is our Vacation Bible School here at Lowell. Now, this is primarily for kids in elementary school, but it's on your elementary calendars. I think it's the last week in June.
Correct.
So, if you guys have time, you want to come see what all the fuss is about. I know there's usually like a carnival night or something on Wednesday. Feel free to come on out and meet some of the church members here. I want to mention something about this church. I have been a member here since 2009. This was the first church I visited when I came here from West Nashville. And I had these big plans. I was going to visit all these different churches in Knoxville, and then I was going to make an informed decision and all this other stuff. I came here and never left. I came here and never went to any other church. I'm going to tell you, this place is a loving place. This is a kind place. This is a comfortable place that will meet you where you are in your faith. I can tell you, as somebody who has been here 14 years, this is my family, and I absolutely love this place. And I know that over the years, we've seen many of you guys come as well. And we want you all to know that you are always welcome here. That is why we put our service times on your calendar. So if there's ever a Sunday morning when you're not doing anything, feel free to come and join us. This church loves your children. I'm going to say that again. This church loves your children. The fees that we collect in order to pay for this program only account for 3% of our annual budget. The other 97% come from Emerald Youth Foundation and faithful donors in this congregation and other granting organizations. I can tell you, the majority of the funds that make this program possible come from members of this congregation who love seeing your children in this place. Let's see, citywide activities. I mentioned Royal Explorers. Variety is kind of a community-wide activity, but you'll talk about that when you hit your calendar. We don't do MAC testing in the summer. You kids can cheer for that we don't do that during the summer. Sports program information can be found at emeraldyouth.org. If you click on the tab that says sports, it will tell you all of the different sports that we have going on in our city over the summer. I think the most active one is probably swimming, right, during the summer. Again, if you have questions about swim team, Oris can answer those questions. High school. Calling in career is an option for all of our high school students. They will run primarily Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The center will be open from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock in Lonsdale. We did some shifting as an organization this year, and Laurel is now part of the Lonsdale West hub group for Emerald Youth. So we're doing more stuff with Lonsdale than we ever have before, and I absolutely love it. Makes dropping, where'd he go? Makes dropping him off pretty easy, don't it? Yeah. Okay, behavior and discipline. I want to go over this real quick. We have 13 rules here at Just Lead at Laurel, and your kids should know them by heart. If they don't know them now, they will know them by the time they leave us. We recite them every day. The first time a child breaks a rule, it's a verbal warning. The second time they break that rule, it's a removal, like a timeout from activity. The third time, it's a call home. And then, unfortunately, we do get to the place where we have to suspend a child, usually for a day or two, but there are some infractions that require a little more than that. Once your child has been suspended once they've been suspended 3 times, the next time they get in trouble, it's removal from program for the rest of the semester. If you have any questions about our disciplinary policies, feel free to reach out to me. I'm pretty much the one who wrote them. Moving on, I want to talk about this real quick. We will pick up this summer if you live along the Sutherland Avenue corridor. So if you live in one of the 4 communities that we serve, that's Pond Gap, Westview, well, not Westview, but Pond Gap, Marble City, Sutherland Heights, if you live on that corridor, I guess, yeah, that's about it. If you live on that corridor, we will pick up if you absolutely need us to. However, there has been a change in Emerald Youth policies. We will not drop off this summer. We are no longer allowed to drop off this summer. Again, I can tell you the ins and outs as to what influenced that decision a little later if you have any questions. That being said, if you have an elementary student, your pickup time is 3 o'clock. Again, if you're late picking up your kid 4 times, that could be a removal from program. Other than that, I think the only people, well, I'll get with the ones I need to get with in a minute, and then when Brittany's done, we will go over our middle and high school calendars. For those of you listening at home, our secret sentence, the first 3 words is put on the. Brittany, you're up.
Okay. All right. It is so good to see everybody. The summer has to be one of my favorite parts of the year just because we have so much more time with the kids. We get to do a whole lot more with them. And it's just fun. It's just so much fun. So if you don't know me, my name is Brittany Peppers. This coming October will make my 4th year with the elementary Just Lead at the Laurel Church of Christ, and it has just been a godsend. Before I came to Just Lead, I was a teacher. I taught pre-K4, kindergarten, and 1st grade, and then I came out here. And I've told him so many times he's going to have to fire me to get me to leave. And if he were to go down that road, I get on my hands and knees and say, tell me what to fix, because I just love being here and it's so much fun. Okay, so he has already introduced our AmeriCorps that was sitting over here, but I want to let my elementary families know about what they're going to be doing this summer. So we have the 2 young ladies that were sitting over here. They are going to be working mainly with elementary. TJ, the tall guy, he is going to maybe come on a couple field trips, but he is mainly working with the middle school program this summer and the high school program. But if the one that had the really short red curly hair, her name is Leanne. And what she's going to be doing this summer, she's going to be in the gym in the morning time with the kids, and then she's going to be teaching art in the afternoon with the kids. Then Gracie was the girl in the middle over here. She's also going to be in the gym in the morning time, and then in the afternoon, she's going to be doing a modge-podge of things. She's going to be doing health and social emotional. She's going to do a drawing class for the kids. That's something new that we're doing this summer. It is a possibility that we may have a music class this summer, and that might be something that she's going to go to the kids with. We're not quite for sure on that yet. But anyways, we're so lucky to have them. They are both. Leanne, I think, is already in college. Gracie is graduating from high school. Next week. And so we're just super lucky that they are wanting to come and work with our kids and get to know them, and they are so excited. So I think the kids are going to love them. Okay, I did want to mention this really quickly. I had this listed later on, but I think there's some confusions going on. Okay, so if you came in and you already did this, great. That's going to be helpful. But what we're doing this year, we're doing something a little new. It's called Teen Snap. And what it is, it's just a little format that we can communicate with our families when there's something that we need to tell everybody. Other than like sending every individual family a message about what's going on, we just type the message in, we send it to our group, boom, everybody gets it. So on this side, this is the elementary one, and then on the right side is the middle and high school one. Now, so you guys do not pay fees on Teen Snap. You pay fees to us. We do our fees a little differently. So it was supposed to, for you guys, it was supposed to show a 0 balance, but I already had a parent that showed me that it did not show a 0 balance. And it was, it gave that parent the option to start to go ahead and pay online. Please do not do that. If you have, we apologize for any confusion, and just let us know that if you've already paid through, so we need to clear that up with the main office, because we pay fees here. So let me know if you've already done that. But mainly all you need to do is set up an account. That's all we need done on this, so that we can send you messages about things that you need to know. And that's basically it. Now, all of you have my cell phone number, and so we're going to do some things with that as well. Like when you need to talk to me individually, or if I need to talk to you individually, then we can use my personal cell phone number. But this right here is just going to take the place of like having to send a group message to every individual family. Yes?
So in the mornings, during our pickup times, if you text Brittany and she doesn't get back to you immediately, it's probably because she's driving.
Yes.
If you text her on a day where we're taking a field trip and she doesn't immediately get back to you, she's probably driving. Same with me. So we ask for your patience and understanding that you may not get an immediate reply, and that's because neither one of us need to lose our commercial driver's licenses, so that we can keep picking up your kids and taking them to fun places.
Right, yeah, absolutely. And I'll reiterate that in just a second. But on Team Snap, just make sure that you do not pay fees through it. And also, you have to pick which program. I don't know where, because I've just not seen this yet of what it looks like on your phone. But you have to pick which program. We are Lonsdale West Laurel Church of Christ. Just look for where it says Laurel Church of Christ, and we'll get there together. We will. It's new for us. It's new for you. It's new for everybody. But anyway, so I just want to go ahead and talk about that. But let's, for elementary, I want to give you just a kind of a snippet of what a day looks like for our elementary kids. Okay, so in the morning time, we're going to get here and have breakfast. Then elementary is going to have a Bible time all together, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And then we go into our morning rotations. I love it because they are going to get an hour and a half of playtime and like structured fitness time. So they're going to get a whole lot of time to run around and get their energy out, and it's going to be in the morning time, so it's going to feel good, and so they're going to enjoy themselves. Then they also have a learning lab in the morning. So 2 learning labs a day. The morning one is a combination of online learning, which caters to their individual needs. And then they'll also, 2 times a week, they'll also have like a hands-on activity. It's really cool because the curriculum we're using is like going around the world and using STEM to learn about different places around the world and inventions and things like that. The kids are really going to like it. Then in the afternoon, then we'll go into, after we have lunch, we'll go into our afternoon rotations, which consist of a second learning lab. And that learning lab, so this is every day except one day, so 4 days a week, they will have what they call Lit Camp. And what it is, it's a reading class. It also is kind of individualistic. It's a lot of fun. The kids are really going to like it. But it's a way for them to get some independent reading time in, as well as do what they would do at school during their reading classes as a group. And so the kids are going to like it. And then so in the afternoon, they will have an art class every day. And then they will also have the Mod Podge class, is what I like to call it, with the health, social, emotional, a drawing class. We do have some service activities planned. And then we also have some time set aside for board games. The kids have just shown a lot of interest in playing games together. And so we've got a full metal cabinet of it. So we're just going to pull those out and let the kids enjoy playing games together a few times a week. And then, like I said, we're not quite for sure yet, but we do think that a gentleman from the Joy of Music School is going to be doing a music class with the kids once a week. He's come in here and teach them about music, as in music notes. He's brought in instruments and taught them how to play them. He's really awesome, so the kids will really like him a lot. Also, we have something a little extra special this summer. We're having what we call a child abuse safety class for the kids. They're going to get it 2 times throughout the summer. And what it is, it's just basically teaching them about their body and about protecting their body and how to let somebody know if that body is being mistreated. And so when you leave, if you will, there are two piles of forms for that class. One is for K through 2, one is for 3rd through 5th. And so if you'll pick one up, it'll tell you everything about it. Now this is the part that's really important. So at the bottom, there's a little part where you can sign it and turn it into me. It is only if you do not want your child to be in those classes. Now, let me say something about that. So those two classes are on June 6th in the afternoon and on June 29th in the afternoon. If you would prefer your child not to be in those classes, it's going to be difficult for us to put them somewhere else because every adult is running a rotation this summer. Therefore, at this point, that information could change, but at this point, that's what we've got. So, if that's going to be the case, then I would think that what would need to happen is that somebody would need to come and pick your child up from program before the class starts. And I will send communication to you to remind you about that. And if I get that little piece signed from you, I'll let you know, just so that you can know to come and either pick your child up, or if you prefer, they can just, stay at home that day. It's up to you. But at this point, every child will need to be in the rotation that is at program those days. Okay, so next, communication. So like I said, we are doing Teen Snap, and that is, I communicate a lot through texting. I send all kinds of reminders. You are going to have so many reminders from me this summer, but it's just to keep us on the up and up. So you'll get reminders from me through basically texting, and you'll get it through Teen Snap when it's a group thing, and then if it's individual, you will either get a text message or a phone call from me. But if you pick up the calendars on your way out, it does have my email on there, and you can email me if you prefer to speak with me through email as well. Okay, now, as Matt said, with communication, this happens all the time. So if I do not answer you and it is during program time, it is because I'm probably driving a bus. And if I get caught texting while I'm driving a bus, especially if I have children on the bus, I will go to jail. So I don't want to go to jail. So please just, be patient with me. If you're trying to get a hold of me and I don't answer back, it's probably because I'm driving, and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. And sometimes I try to get my AmeriCorps that's on the bus or somebody that's on the bus, and I'll say, hey, can you answer my phone for me? And so sometimes we do that too, but just be patient with me. Okay, so as Mr. Matt has already said, we are picking up in the morning time on the Sutherland Avenue stretch, but we are not taking home. Now, if you are bringing to the building, we open at 8:15, yes? And there will be people here, and they'll do something like go in the gym or something, but program starts at 9, so please make sure to have them here by 9 if you are dropping off. But if we are picking up, okay, so here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to have a great big bus. That great big bus is awesome, but it has a hard time getting through nooks and crannies. And that Sutherland Avenue stretch, it's full of them. So here's what I'm going to do. At 8:15, I'm pulling out of this parking lot, 8:15. I'm going around to the trailer park, because I got kids in the trailer park. And what I really need, I need the trailer park kids to come down to in front of BJ's, right? That's what's called BJ's. And I need them to kind of meet me there in front of BJ so they can hop on the bus. Because if I take that bus up by the trailers, it's going to knock something over. It's going to hurt the bus. It's going to hurt somebody. So at 8:15, I would appreciate for the kids in the trailer park to just be ready in front of BJ's waiting on me. Now, if the parents want to wait down there with them, that's perfectly fine. However you guys want to do it. But 8:15, please be ready. Mr. Matt, what are we doing if we get to the pickup zone and somebody's not there and we weren't expecting that? As in, somebody might not have woken up on time. What are we doing?
I mean, I hate to say it tongue in cheek, but I mean, if the kids missed the bus, they missed the bus. It's the same as if they missed the bus when the school bus comes.
Yeah.
If they miss the school bus, well, they either go home or mom and daddy gotta take them to school. It's the same.
Right.
It's the same with us three, so.
So in my places where I'm gonna need to stop, I might just hang out for like a minute, but they really need to be on time. If you're watching from home, we do have a hidden sentence. I'm gonna give the next word. There have been 3 words already given. Please go back and rewatch it if you didn't get the 3 words, but the next word is full. F-U-L-L, full. Okay, now, so after I pass Trailer Park, I'm going to go down by the houses. So it's the houses that are around the Gus's area. Now, that also is full of nooks and crannies. So what I would like to do, I would like to pull down on Reagan, and I would like for everybody just to meet me down at Reagan on the corner down there. What road does it? If we're talking about the corner, what road does that lead out to get back on the main Sutherland Avenue?
So it'll be the road that runs beside Gus's.
Is it Cox?
I mean, yeah, you can turn on.
It's Cox.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if the kids will just come down, if I'm picking you up from your houses, just come down to where it's like that little house that's right before you go down Cox to get back onto Sutherland Avenue. Just have them walk down there. I'd say 8:25. Just have them down there ready to go. So Sutherland Park Apartments, I'm going to go up there. That area is very wide, and so I'm going to be able to just make my rounds. But please, if you live in those apartments, please be ready to go by, I would say also no later than 8:25, so that the kids can just hop on the bus, because that's an area that it's like if we linger there, people get upset with us, and we don't need to be doing that. So everybody be ready by 8:25. My bus is going to make just a great big square throughout the apartments, and we'll get it done like that. And then for you guys, y'all are coming next, because y'all are after the apartments, and I'll get with you guys, in a little bit. We'll kind of talk that out. But anyways, that's kind of how it's going to go. And as he's already said, so we are not dropping off this year after program, so we close at 3 o'clock. We need everybody picked up by 3 o'clock. If he said this, but 3 times max late. So after that, it could be a dismissal from program, and we don't want to dismiss for that reason. So please be on time picking your child up. I would say, 2:30. If you need to get there a little early, that's fine. But please leave them here as long as you can, so that they can enjoy all of the activities that we have planned. Okay. Be mindful also that we will probably be back here close to 3 on our field trip days. And I'm about to kind of list our field trips, but you can also look at our calendar, and then I will also send all kind of reminders out about those field trips, so you know what days and what we're doing. But those are those days we're going to be here really close to 3. Now, I always try and give the address to where we're going, so if you do need to pick up early, you can pick up from the location, because we don't really go too far from here when we take our field trips. The farthest we're going this summer is Oak Ridge. So anyways, just be mindful of that. Okay, so program May 30th through July 21st. So just keep in mind, first day is May 30th, last day is July 21st. We have a lot of field trips planned this summer. We're going to Ripley's Aquarium. We're going to have a water day here. We're trying to have an outdoor classroom day, so there's a beautiful outdoor classroom right around the corner from Mr. Matt's house, and it is for our use, and we're going to do a whole lot of fun things over there, hopefully. Hopefully. We're going to the Oak Ridge swimming pool. We're going to the Oak Ridge Children's Museum. We're going to the Star Therapeutic Horse Farm. We're going to the zoo. The zoo is going to be a really fun event because all of the Just Lead sites will be there. The kids get to go. They get to, they get to go to the splash pad. They get to see all the animals. They get to have a good lunch there. And at the end, they get a little souvenir to take home. So it's a lot of fun. And I do believe they get a t-shirt as well to take home. So it's a really good day. Really good day. And then as Mr. Matt mentioned, we'll have our field trip to the Cove at Concord. At the end of the summer, it's on July 20th. So it's not on the last day, but it's close to the last day. If you're watching from home, we are given a hidden sentence that you'll send us to prove you watched the video. We've already given the first 4 words. The 5th word is armor. A-R-M-O You are armor. Okay, so as we mentioned, our family engagement activities is VBS and the Cove. All right, let me talk about VBS for a second. VBS is the last week of June. We want everybody to come that can. Okay, so it is Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. So it starts at 6:30 and it's over at 8:30. I think that's right. Now, we had a kink in our plan last year. So we had so many kids that wanted to come that we got them signed up at the last minute, and it kind of overwhelmed the VBS staff because they were not ready for that many kids. So here's what I need. I will send out a team snap, and I will ask for you to communicate back to me within the next couple of days if your child is interested in participating. Now here's how it works. So what I do offer pickup and take home on VBS nights. The Sunday night, Monday night, and Tuesday night, because Wednesday night's family night. So what I'll do, I'll pick up everybody about 4:45. That's when I start my pickup so that we're here on time. And then we get here, we go to VBS, and I bring everybody home. Everybody's home usually about 9 o'clock that night on the Sutherland Avenue stretch. If you are not on Sutherland Avenue, you must bring your child and pick them up. That's very important. Now, what I need though, I need to know how many of you think that your kids would be there and what nights they would be there. VBS, guys, it is awesome. They put on an amazing VBS every year, and this year it is about Jesus's last days on earth, and they're going to have like a Jerusalem marketplace. They're going to have a barnyard for the kids to have like a little petting zoo. It's a lot of fun. The kids get take-homes. They get a snack when they come, and it's awesome. Wednesday night is family night, so I will give information about that. So if you do come on Wednesday night, it's family style. So everybody stays with their child on those nights. Okay, so there's that. Attendance, really quickly. We know that everybody has things like summer school, you have vacations. I do ask that you communicate to me ahead of time if your child is going to be involved in any of those kinds of things. But please know that we really need our kids to be here as much as possible, and we really strive for at least 3 times a week if possible. We do know with summer school, that's kind of thrown a kink in that plan, and we're working with it, and we're getting used to that, so we completely understand when those things like that happen. But please try to be here the majority of the time, because, you know, we want to give our spots to kids that are here the majority instead of, you know, kids that are coming for like a week and then they're not here. So you know, ask any questions you may have about that, and we can talk. Okay, now let me talk quickly about behavior. So as Mr. Matt has already mentioned, we have a list of rules. We go over these rules every day. With our elementary kids, we work really, really hard to use positive reinforcement. So we work really hard to give them tickets, and we say at the end of the week, you get to spend your tickets in the ticket store. We give lots of praise. We encourage. We try to redirect when they're not having a good moment. But when we have it to where they're consistently breaking a rule, as he already mentioned, we have a procedure that we do. We give them a warning. Then it's a removal from activity, taking a ticket, a phone call home, and then it's a possibility that they would have a suspension. We do have 3 things, though, that call for an automatic suspension, so please listen on this one. Okay, these are, if they do it, they take 2 of them, or they take a day off, and another one, it's 3 days off. Okay, so cursing, that we have a no tolerance policy for that. So if they curse, they take a day off. Physical violence. We understand that things happen accidentally, so we try and work it out with the kids to figure out what actually happened. But if they are being physically violent intentionally, to be harmful to another child intentionally, then that is a 3-day suspension. And then running away from the group. I think that we've gotten this pretty under control, and every year, every semester, I tell the kids a story about a little boy that got mad because he didn't like what we were doing in the classroom. He ran away from us, and by the time I got to him, he had cut his arms and legs to pieces. And so I tell them that, and that pretty much well does the trick. They don't run away when they find out that's what could happen. So, but if they do that though, then that is a day off, because that's very dangerous to run away from the group, especially if we're in public. Okay, and then as he mentioned, we do 3 suspensions, and then on the 4th suspension is a dismissal for the rest of the semester. Okay, watching from home. The hidden sentence, we have given 5 words. The 6th word is of, O-F, and then Mr. Matt will give the last word. Okay, swimming. He mentioned earlier, we really need our kids to go to swimming classes. The swimming classes that we have are July 10th through the 13th and July 17th. We got the afternoon slot, which means we will be showing up back here at 3 o'clock on the dot. But it is the E.B. Davidson Recreational Center, so if you need to pick up early, you may pick up there. It's about 10 minutes away from here. It's not far. And they have a phenomenal swimming program. Miss Rebecca, she is our aquatics director. We have all kinds of lifeguards and teachers that get in the water with the kids. Miss Gina, what's the guy's name, Arissa? Coach Kendrick. They are fantastic with the kids. They do a great job. We provide the swimsuits and the towels, so you don't even have to worry about that. And so every day, all they got to do is come to program, be here, swim, and we bring them back safely, and we do the swimming laundry. So it's super easy, but we have had parents in the past that just wasn't that comfortable with it. I encourage you, if you feel that way, to talk to me about it. Let me get you in contact with Miss Rebecca so that she can put your mind at ease. But also, if you are feeling uncomfortable with it and you just decided, no, your child is not swimming, just know that either they need to be picked up before we leave the building, and we will leave by like 12:30 to get there on time and get in the swim class on time, because we are not allowing any kids just to sit on the side. So if they come, they have to swim. But like I said, the kids really like it. They are amazing over there. They do a great job. So I really encourage you to, if you're feeling a little uneasy about it, just come talk to me first, and let's see if we can help that. Okay. Also, I meant to bring it in here, but I do send reminders when we are off site. But sometimes, people messages get lost, and then they come and they're like, well, where are they? And we're gone. I put out a little board. It's a beautiful board, and I write on there, we're gone, we're at such and such, we'll be back at such and such time, here's my number if you need me, here's where we're going, so that you can know where we are if you need to come there, or if you need to call me to get in contact with anything that has to do with elementary. So just know that when we are off-site, that board is sitting out in front of the building, and you will see it just so that you know what's going on. Okay. Church, if you are interested in your child attending our church on Sunday mornings, we do offer pickup on the Sutherland Avenue stretch. Now, that being said, so we have a bunch of girls that like to come. And so when it's my day for pickup, that is an easy thing to do, but we just not have as many boys. For Mr. Matt, he is not allowed to have just girls in his car by himself.
And that's an Emerald Youth
Yes,
policy.
that is an Emerald Youth policy. They don't allow me to be in my car alone with boys, and I have to have girls present. He has to have boys present. So on Mr. Matt Sunday, because this is how it's going to work this year, there's me and there's Mr. Matt, so it's going to be Miss Brittany, Mr. Matt, Miss Brittany, Mr. Matt. And so when it is his Sunday, at this point, we don't have any boys, so the girls will just have to be dropped off to church, and then you can come and pick them up. Or you can stay if you want to stay. Anyhow, for anybody that's interested, Sunday mornings we have an early service at 8:15. No.
8:30.
8:30, sorry. And then we have classes from 9:30 to 10:30, and then we have a late service from 10:30 to 11:30. It's for all ages, even babies. And guess what? I'm the nursery coordinator. So if you have a baby and you don't know anybody here, guess what? You do now, because I'm the nursery coordinator. So I encourage you to join us for church. If you don't already have a congregation that you're attending, we would love to have you here. Wednesday nights, this is for elementary. There is a program here on Wednesday nights, but we are not doing pickup or drop off for Wednesday nights. But what we're doing is they have a children's program here from 7 until 7:45, and they also have adult classes. And they have classes for all ages. So if you're interested in your child coming on Wednesday nights from 7 to 7:45, then you would just come with them, and then you could stay here, and then you can go home for the night. And then there's just a couple of you guys that I do need some forms signed, but I'll get with you individually. And I think that is it.
Cool. If you are the parent of elementary students and only elementary students, you guys can talk to Miss Brittany and get the paperwork turned in, and then you may go home. If you have middle school and high school students, I need